Hey guys, welcome to a special edition episode. This is a mailbag from Obvious Bozos, takes from Obvious Mailbag. I know we haven't.
I think it's takes
The
from
second one. The second one.
It takes from Bozo mailbags.
Okay. Takes from Bozo Mailbags. Okay, well, I'm Drew.
The mailbags are Bozos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm Drew. Joining me as always, the social media creative director for SNY, ESPN, and the Strickland, Zachary Blattery. Zach, how you doing?
I'm doing tremendous because Marty is here, but it would be better if OG were healthy.
So, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, we have
I spoiled it. I didn't realize
you are a great marketer. They already heard my voice.
You spoiled it. I had a whole thing planned where I was going to introduce Marty Wilpon as Alex.
Well, they have a title, so
because I just wanted to be like, we have on the co-host for Locked On Knicks, one of the co-hosts from the Knicks Mailbag, and editor-in-chief Alex Wolf, and then, well, that didn't work.
I think I could do. Alex has a very specific podcast voice, so I could probably make fun of that.
Yeah, so you should try it right now. So Marty Wilpon with us.
Welcome in to episode whatever of Takes from Obvious Bozos. I'm Alex Wolf.
Oh shit, man! You transformed into him.
I mean, I've heard it like 600 times at this point.
So Marty's with us. If you don't know, if you're only for some reason exclusively listening to Takes from Obvious Bozos on the Strickland thing, Marty, Alex, and sometimes Whack host a mailbag. So in order to do that, though, you need to sign up for our Patreon. But before we even get to that, we need to talk about our favorite sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for all your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoff series and stats, all that good stuff. All the latest stats, news, scores available to follow for your favorite team. So get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today, or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet online where the game starts. And don't forget the Strickland. We have a Patreon. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok. We have a Tumblr. We have a MySpace. We have a Google.
Wait, Zach, do you know what MySpace is?
I do. I think it would be cool if we just made one, or somehow doctored one. It would be cool.
What was the Google one? Remember when Google tried to
Google
come out?
Circles?
No, it was Google. What the hell is Google Circles?
Yeah, what's Google
something?
It was
Google Plus. Google Plus.
Yeah.
Was there something Circles? Oh, there was Twitter Circles.
Twitter Circles is what you're thinking.
Those still exist, I think, though. So,
but no, we're on Google Plus. But no, we're on all the important social media places. Follow us at the Strickland on Instagram and TikTok, and also Twitter, X, whatever Elon wants to call it now. But come to our Patreon. This is where you can submit all the takes for the show. You can submit the mailbag questions for the show. You get to hear the full extended version of it. In order to do that, you have to sign up for a $6 tier. And we have multiple tiers as well, including the $6 tier. We have the Friday episode of Pod Strickland with Prez and Schwinn, right? Stacy is the
Stacy's the Tuesday episode.
Yeah, he gets the free one because Prez is more exclusive. You get exclusive articles from Matthew Miranda. You get to hear the full episode of this. You only get a little preview, a little taste. You're gonna miss out on all the insanity. There's a $9 tier we have where you get to listen to our NFL show, which is Strictly NFL with Jeff and Com. They, I believe, just wrapped up something with the NFL draft, but Zach and Marty are probably going to tell me that happened almost a month ago, right?
No, well, like 2 weeks ago. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Close enough. So if you want to learn everything about the NFL draft, definitely subscribe to the $9 tier. We have multiple tiers as well where you can get exclusive deals on merchandise. You get to watch parties, all that good stuff. Go to patreon.com/thestrickland, or you go to thestrick.land and navigate your way to our Patreon. So, guys, are you ready for this crazy, exclusive, amazing crossover event of the century? Really,
it is the event of the century that people are calling it that. That's what
They
I
are. Everyone has been telling me, I can't believe you're recording the podcast in the event of the century. And I'm like, I know, it's crazy.
People keep coming up to me and they're like, first of all, I only listen to Takes from Obvious Bozos, so I have no idea who you are. But I've heard there's a crossover with the podcast I don't listen to that you're on, and it's the event of the century. I'm like, thank you for being a fan. That's what I say.
So, Zach,
it's the biggest event since Emoji Madness, in my opinion. That was a bigger.
I can't wait.
Event.
I can't wait.
That's what I heard that from a source.
Or next month, rather.
Yeah. And guys, Emoji Madness. If you're not going to know what that is, because you're not signed up on the Patreon, you're not in the Discord. This is where you can get all this information. So again, patreon.com/the Strickland. I'm just going to keep plugging us like that. So, all right, we got some takes. We got takes from what I'm assuming it looks like to be post game 2, not post game 3. Zachary,
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sorry, I added the doc.
No, they're from the future. It's because after the Knicks grit out another win,
another victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have been living under a rock for whatever reason, the Knicks, all 3 of them at this point, have taken a 2-0 lead against the Indiana Pacers. We're recording after an epic comeback victory on Wednesday. If you haven't watched the game, I mean, you should turn off this podcast right now, go watch the game, and then come back to watch it because it was just epic. So, all right, you ready for the first? It's actually a question. So, usually, folks, we just take takes. Or
the first one is not a question.
Where are you looking?
The first one is absolutely not a question. I don't know what.
You know what? I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I saw the word "if" in the beginning of the sentence, so I just assumed it was a question.
Fair enough. Okay, I see.
So
what you're doing.
We are going to have a mixture of takes and maybe some questions. Usually, we just do takes from Obvious Bozos. We don't answer questions because this is not an answering podcast. That is for the mailbag. We only respond to takes. So, but we're going to get a mixture of everything. So this is from Bill and X. If the Knicks make it past the Pacers, OG will return to help the Knicks beat the Celtics. How's everyone feeling with that take?
How does this show work?
You need to react to it in real time and then determine if it's actually good, unique, creative, whatever you qualify it as good.
So I just all right. I don't know if there was some like scale.
But this one is less of a take and more of like a prediction. You know, this is more of like a crystal ball type of thing. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one for your first submission. You know, I hate to give you this one.
It's not fully a take.
I wish. We're not doctors. We don't have access to medical information.
I am 100% a medical doctor.
Okay, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't have access to the information here. I hope OG return. I hope he returns as soon as possible, even if it's before the Celtics. But I do think if he's back, maybe this is part of the take. If he's back for that Boston series, the hypothetical Boston series, he can help us beat them. Like, we definitely have what it takes to beat them, especially with Al Horford just got injured, went to the locker room. I don't know if that moves the needle for them, but
what's up with Porzingis?
Yeah, he's not 100%. So there's definitely a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I just read that from my own notes because I'm also a doctor that grade 1 hamstring strains, you're out for at least 2 weeks. So like, I guess OG could come back like midway through the Celtics series if it's like a very minor strain, which would be cool. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, the Knicks probably can't win that series as hobbled as they are with or without OG. But like, it would be awesome. Like game 3 at the Garden, OG is just like, yeah, I'm playing.
I'm coming back.
That would be awesome. So I mean, cool prediction. Not really a take. I don't know how to react to it.
Yeah, it's fine. Our next take is from I Miss Big 30. Regardless of the injuries, we should be able to win 2 of the next 5. See, now, Marty, there's a take for you. That's a take.
I got
right
this.
There.
Yeah.
It is hot in like a larger sense if you think of like, if you take out the 2 teams, like broadly speaking, of like you have one very injured team versus a not very injured team. They should, the non-injured team should in theory win the next 4 of the 5 games, but it's also not that cold of a take because like that's really hard even with injuries. Like 4 out of 5, that's what the Pacers need to do. They need to win 4 out of the next 5 games. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. They don't look impressive, especially if Rick Carlisle is just not going to play their two best players.
I think he's going to make the adjustment. I think he'll finally play McConnell a little bit. Like, there's too many numbers that say, hey, like, he's the guy you put on Brunson. Like, the Knicks actually couldn't stop him. He was owning Deuce yesterday, which was kind of embarrassing for me. I was like, yo, this is not good. Like, it was ugly out there. So I don't know what's going through Carlisle, but 4 out of 5 is difficult for any team, for any situation, for any coach. So it's looking good for the Knicks.
Like, if we're going to say that the Knicks without OG, without Mitch, without Randall, without Bojan are like a 42 win team. Like they're like a 500 team. They probably would have been in the play-in, right?
Probably.
Are the Pacers good enough to win a 4 out of 5 against that team? I don't think so. So like,
yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So then that means the Knicks are winning the series. Like the Knicks only have to win 2 out of the next 5 games. The Celtics again are another matter, but like they have this 2-0 lead that they were spotted. So yeah, I would be pretty surprised. I mean, they could certainly do it, but I would be surprised if the Knicks lost the series just because they like if it was 1-1, I'd be like, yeah, we're probably fucked. But 2-0,
2-0 big.
Yeah.
It is the one. I think this will be the series if it's one of those rare circumstances of like, oh my god, a 2-0 team loses the series. This would literally be like the circumstances for it to happen. It would be like, the one team is completely depleted and the other team isn't.
The Pacers aren't good enough, though. Like, they can't guard Brunson.
They're really not.
Even McConnell, like, guards Brunson better than the other Pacers, but Brunson's still scoring on him. It's just not as embarrassing for the Pacers when he's out there.
It's also, I think TJ's better just in terms of offense because he seems like the only person who understands, like, the stakes. It feels like he's the only one who understands, like, the stakes of the games, and he's making all the right decisions. He's making the right decisions when to pull up, when to drive, when to pass. He's been absolutely superb in his only 15 minutes per game. Like these are the best 15 minutes the Pacers get is with him on the floor. And it's gonna be hard. It really is. Mimi, small market hater, has OG is better than Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, but I still think like if you put Pascal in the ideal situation where he can be used as like a tertiary scorer and help on defense, then maybe there's some moments where Pascal looks better, but OG is just such a floor raiser and solves so many problems for like any team. It can pretty much help any team. And this guy's gonna make an all defense team if he just stays healthy. And I think he is probably the better asset to have on your NBA team. Maybe there are certain nights, certain moments, certain matchups that Pascal looks better, but I'm taking OG every time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't really have much to add to that. So far in this series, it's been very obvious that OG's been better. So
Pascal looks terrible.
Yeah, he has like 1 3-minute stretch every game where he's kind of scoring, and that's it. It's not.
I think he's shooting 35% on free throws this series or something.
It's really
like something
bad.
Egregious.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
This is kind of a cold take, right?
Yeah, people know this now. Like, book is out.
Yeah, and also like even if you want to disagree and go down, like you could also be like they're two different types of players in terms of roles and responsibility. And it's like, okay, I still rather have OG in his specific role over Siakam in his specific role. So it's kind of cold take, Mimi.
This is the coldest take of all time before
Jesus
I
Christ.
read it.
Stacy Patton 89 has Brunson's jersey will be retired at MSG.
Yeah, congratulations, buddy.
Wow.
You did.
What a deep cut, Stacy.
Yeah.
That was.
This is why he's on the free podcast.
This is why Stacy's on the free, and he's also in the free version of Takes from Obvious Bozos, and not because
I'll give him some credit because we actually have 2 more Stacy takes coming up, and the other 2 are good. The other 2 are strong, fortified takes that we're going to talk about. This one was horrible.
So we'll be the judge of that. Stacy Patton 89 once again has Josh Hart is better than Domantas Sabonis.
That's a good bounce back.
That is a very good hot take.
Yeah,
this is tremendous. I think he's correct too. Josh Hart just does winning stuff. Like he just does more winning things than Sabonis. We haven't seen Sabonis in like the perfect context or with 3 of his college teammates.
He's kind of in the perfect context, Sabonis.
This perfect context to like put up a bunch of fake numbers and lose in the play-in every year. That's the perfect context for him.
That's kind of his ceiling as a player.
That's
right?
That's his game. Yeah.
That's what it is.
But the thing is,
he got a 4th place MVP vote.
That was total shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way anybody that has to be an accident or favor.
Somebody was like, "Wait, did his dad? did they let his
Who
dad
did that?
vote?"
Who voted? Like, who did that? Someone needs to tell me who did that.
Has to be some
It had to be a
kings.
Kings reporter.
We should know soon, right? Like, don't they release a
It comes
full
out.
list of all the MVP, like
Some
name
point.
by name voters? So we'll know. Like, that's definitely getting exposed.
It would be really funny if it was like, "Oh no, it literally was his dad." they let former players vote this year.
That would be amazing. I mean, Josh Hart is putting up like really good numbers since Randall's been out. The team's been depleted. He's been playing all these minutes. He's putting up like power forward, point forward type numbers like Sabonis. So like I don't think it's that out of the question to consider. It's going to be hot because no one outside of Knicks fans are going to be like, that's ridiculous. How could you say that? But like, Josh Hart's really fucking good. Like, he's very, very good. And he does it on a type of usage that he puts the numbers on a type of usage that like Sabonis doesn't. Like, Sabonis still needs the ball. Josh Hart really doesn't need the ball necessarily.
He doesn't want the ball.
Yeah, because like the only time he wants the ball is like he grabs the rebound and runs the score.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise he doesn't really want to do it. He's just gonna run around and set screens and pass. Like, he's not really looking to score, but he'll get you like 15 points on just drives alone. So it's good. Oh, another one from Stacey Patton 89. Tom Thibodeau is a top 5 coach in the NBA. Oh, how far the Strickland has come.
Yeah. Wow.
As an entity where we have takes like this after so many of us wanted him fired after year 2?
Yeah. I think even
year 2 was bad.
Yeah, year 2 was bad.
Year 2
People wanted him fired after year 1. Like, after this loss to the Hawks, people wanted him fired.
That was crazy.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but like, he didn't coach well in that series, to be clear. But like, that team
it was his first year. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, that team was not a 4 seed. Like, that was a weird year. They were clearly not good enough to be in that position. So, I think this is a hot take, certainly, but it's a good one. Can you name 5 coaches that are definitely better than Thomas right now?
I feel like this isn't the first time we've done the naming coaches better than Tips thing on this pod.
Oh, really?
Have we done? We definitely have.
I don't know. We could have. I'm trying to think. So Spoelstra is obviously number 1.
Yeah, Spoelstra's number 1. That's
yeah.
Honestly, you can. Yeah, I don't think it even matters after that, right? But like, it's Eric Spoelstra is the best coach. I think.
I mean, if it was 2 years ago, it's Popovich, but like now he's washed.
What is Popovich doing? Yeah.
I'm
trying to think. I mean, like, not Nurse. I'm not putting. I mean, he's not.
No, Nurse isn't better than Tibbs. He just got
saw it. So I think, like, is there anybody? I don't know. I'm trying to think of anybody who can like put up the fight.
I think Chris Finch is doing.
Chris Finch is better. Chris Finch is better.
He's doing good work. Whatever.
Daniel
guy. Yeah. Like, clearly he's doing something right because that team is very young and they're playing very well and very composed.
I would put Daniel over our Tibbs, and I would also maybe Jamal Mosley is very good with the Magic. Like, that team.
I think competes too. Yeah. So like he's in the conversation.
Top 5, I think, is a lock, actually. Like, even those guys we've named, that you can still argue for Tibbs. So I would say, and that wasn't even 5 guys. So top 5 is a lock.
Yeah.
All right, it's a hot take, Stacey, but you know what? You might be right. Mimi, small market hater, has the Knicks core 6 starting lineup plus Hart is the best core 6 in the league, and we shouldn't look to break that up this offseason.
So this is like 2 takes in one.
Yeah.
This is like is it the best core 6 in the league? That's one take. And then we shouldn't break it up this offseason is the second take.
So the Celtics would obviously be the top core 6, right? Or am I overrating someone?
No, I mean, I think, yes, probably. Yeah.
Then, I mean, I guess there's that. Then,
do you say Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
maybe.
Who's their 6th man?
Naz Reid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I guess.
But they also have Alexander Walker coming off the bench.
I was thinking of him. Yeah.
Who's playing his ass off, by the way, for them?
Yeah, he's been very good.
Then you have OKC. Like, it's on the hotter side, but like, is the Knicks like 6 main guys like one of the top teams? Like, yeah. Like, clearly, I feel like that has been demonstrated very clearly
Yeah, that's probably the warm side of the take. But the hot part is like looking to break it up this offseason. I think you can't go into the offseason being like, oh, we're breaking this up, by any means. Like, we're just going to fucking take the best offer and break it up. Like, that can't, obviously, that they would never do that. But that isn't something that we should even be thinking about. If the right opportunity comes across their desk and it involves like Dante going somewhere, or I don't think they'd move hard. I'm open to it for the right guy. Like, as much as I love this, as much as I have like the emotional
Who's the right guy?
attachment.
Tell me who the right guy is.
Giannis. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but Giannis isn't getting traded.
Okay.
Who else is there? Who are the names that are?
Well, Mitchell.
If you want to do Donovan Mitchell for Dante, and some picks and salary, I'm doing it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
It would be Dante, Mitch.
I think it's Dante Bojan. I think
it could be Dante and Bojan. It could also be Bojan and Mitch. But the thing is, then you're just emptying out your pick coffer, which maybe it's worth it to just.
You don't want Dante stuck in the bench where you're playing.
Well,
you have room to play him.
He's on the bench to start the season.
He's a stud. You don't want to just have him stuck in
the
quickly spot where he gets.
You're just going to dump him for some loser in Cleveland? Like, come on!
Have you watched the series? This guy's playing insane for Cleveland.
He's
carrying them. He's going supernatural for Cleveland every game.
Imagine the lineup being Brunson, Mitchell, OG, Randall, Hartenstein, and then because now you're definitely re-signing Hartenstein.
Dude, also, you think the vibes take a hit, dude? Donovan in New York, the vibes would be at a level we've never experienced. I'm telling you, hometown kid.
Also, this
superstar.
But why do you have to trade Dante? You can just bring him off the bench. Your bench is then McBride, Dante, Hart, and Precious probably, or some other center. That's fucking awesome. That's a really good nine.
It's a great bench, but I don't know. First of all, I think Cleveland's going to ask for Dante based on the season that he's had. That would probably be a non-negotiable thing in this, especially with his contract. Makes sense.
Then the Knicks say no. You counter with Mitch and Bojan. Even though I'm also against trading Mitch because the 48-minute center thing was a big reason why they won the Sixers series.
Yeah, but that's that's one specific matchup. I agree with you.
It is, but it also for the regular season, it's a very steady.
Yeah, I agree. I like that thesis. I think you can move Mitch, and I trust this front office to find somebody to get us that.
Precious seems fine enough. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just saying
he can't guard Embiid, but otherwise, it's fine.
That's my only thing. But if that's the deal, then sure. Because I don't think you really want to give up this type of shooter in Dante, right? I know Donovan Mitchell covers that, right? Covers that thing, but you also just don't want to lose it in the you don't want to go almost 1-for-1 in that scenario. You want an extra shooter on the court. You potentially can you imagine if you can run small with Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Dante, right? That you could just do Randall Hartenstein or something like that, running small with those three shooters.
That's a not great defense, but I see
what you're but I'm just saying if you're just doing run and gun, we're just cutting and running and shooting. You have your two forwards who can pass, and you have three guys who can shoot and cut, right? Defense. Well, if Thibodeau can fix,
I think you do OG defense. I would want to see a Brunson, Mitchell, Dante, OG, Hartenstein lineup.
There you go. That works as well.
Scary.
Whatever you want to throw in, right? The idea is having both Dante and Donovan Mitchell, two on the space. The amount we're seeing the Pacers right now for some reason pick up double team Brunson at half court. Why I don't really know because that leaves 4-on-3s in significantly open space. So imagine that if the teams are doing that, but two of your guys are Dante DiVincenzo and Donovan Mitchell, right? You will never be able to cut. You will never be able to trap Brunson ever. You simply cannot do it. So.
Also on the vibes, just quickly, you trade Dante, that hits the vibes. I know you're.
It does, but we still have two Villanova guys. The vibes are very high.
It's not.
I think it would really.
You're really hitting the vibes.
Well, it's winning equals vibes, and we would win a lot of fucking games.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
It's still a vibe hit.
If you
you're losing white Dante, that's a vibe hit.
That team,
I love him.
If you trade Mitch and Bojan for Mitchell, that team is better than the Celtics.
Yes.
Mitch Bojan and the kitchen sink of picks.
Yeah, just whatever. Eventually you got to just trade your fucking picks. So they don't draft people anyway. So who cares? just trade the picks.
Yeah. I'm very
sign me up for that. I mean, I'm not sure if Cleveland is enticed by Mitch's like injury history and Bojan's
Again,
like corpse at this point.
Okay, fine. And you know what? Know what the Knicks counter option is? They get to bring back Julius Randle, like 2-time All NBA forward Julius Randle. Like, oh my god!
Also,
like,
what else are the Cavs even like doing? You trade Mitchell to the Nets for what? Like, it would just be picks again.
He's not going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna have to accept that like they're probably reloading pretty significantly. And it's definitely weird turning Mitchell Robinson on that team with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. But
yeah, it's very weird.
That's their problem to figure out.
All right.
That's actually going to be the end of the free preview. Again, if you want to hear the rest of the show, patreon.com/Strickland or go to the strick.land. Find our Patreon links, go there, subscribe to the $6 tier or the $9 tier or the $12 tier. We have a $69 tier, right?
No, we don't.
We should add one.
How do we not have a $69 tier?
Because we're not children. It's 12, 15, 30, 50, 100.
Okay, there you go.
And there's also the secret $300 tier where if you sign up for 6 months in a row, I have to play you in one-on-one.
Wow.
So if you want an ego boost, you can pay $1,800 because I will lose.
Well, that's how we're definitely ending the free preview. We will see you on the other side.